Welcome to From My Lens podcast, where I talk about mindfulness, sustainable lifestyle, and how to be location independent. I also invite digital nomads and entrepreneurs to share their expertise and knowledge. Hi, Mark. Welcome to From My Lens podcast, and thank you for joining me once again to talk about how to stay fit while traveling.
Yeah, no problem. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you. So, recently, post COVID, we decided to hit the road once again and did a road trip from Vancouver to Calgary. And we came across such incredible views of the mountains and incredible lakes. Finally, now that we've made it to Lisbon, we are now back with being regular with our gym routines and honestly, that's a lot of traveling. I've been getting a lot of questions from our listeners asking how do we still manage to stay fit and healthier, rather have a healthier lifestyle and travel at the same time. So, my question to you today is as a digital nomad, what is the best way to stay healthy, fit, while traveling overseas and going on a road trip for several days or weeks at a time?
Well, I think the best thing for me is that when we're traveling and when I'm traveling, I always feel that I have to still try and stick to a strictish diet because it's so easy when you're doing a road trip to stop at all the McDonald's and Tim Hortons when you're driving through the Rockies and all that.
Yeah.
They're all cheap options and easy options, but it's always I think it's smart to try and go to the store and stock up on some healthy options. So for me, I took a lot of like vegan protein powder to be able to mix in to
Yeah.
keep myself kind of full and on the go, and then like nuts and raisins,
Hmm.
so like walnuts and almonds and cashews. So yeah, I think that was the key, just to snack
Let-
during the day while you're driving.
Yeah, and let's not forget your favorite black chocolate almonds.
Dark chocolate
Dark
almonds.
chocolate
Yeah.
almonds,
So they're a
yes.
little bit healthier, but yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the key, I think. And then obviously when you get to your accommodation or whatever, then it's about picking the healthier option rather than going for the burger and the fries, which is always really easy. But yeah, trying to go for a bit more of a easy option where possible. So you have to hunt out the restaurants.
Definitely. Yeah, it could be tempting. So I know traveling can be stressful as well. So it is necessary to keep active, but not just physically, also mentally. Whether if it is even going for a walk or a run, how did you manage to do that?
Well, yeah, I always have to keep active and I have to keep because I just feel terrible if I don't, both mentally and physically. So for me, every morning I'd go for a walk as soon as I wake up, and then after that, get back, have a coffee, and then go to the gym. So I'd always like to book, as you know, accommodation in an Airbnb that has a gym or a
Mhm.
gym close by, and then I can kind of just go in the morning and then feel good after the rest of the day.
Definitely. And due to COVID, home workouts have been huge. What were some of your initial challenges and how did you manage to still be able to get the right workouts in? And what are you doing at this point with your gym workouts? Are you incorporating some of your home workouts to your current gym workouts?
No, not really. Like obviously at home, there was obviously a time when I was just watching like a lot of videos to kind of work out and stuff. Like there's a lot of good stuff on YouTube and whatnot, so I was doing that, and then doing a lot of biking. But now, when you're traveling, you don't have your bike, and
Yeah.
you don't watch. I don't seem to watch YouTube videos anymore about exercise. Anyway, I watch it
Hmm.
for other stuff, but not exercise because now I can just go to the gym. So I feel like I'm back where I left off.
Right, right. And what are some of the workouts that do you kind of keep up with?
Where at the gym?
Yes.
Oh, everywhere. I have like different sets of exercises for different days. So I have a chest and back day,
Mhm.
and like cardio day, and arms day. So swimming, biking, so all the different alternatives. Yeah, there's not
Right.
one fixed
Oh,
schedule or routine. So
right. That's brilliant. So you're just constantly
rotating.
rotating. Exactly. And I know you recently had written a few articles on, one was on intermittent fasting and keto diet. So just starting off with intermittent fasting, um, for those of for those of our listeners who don't know what intermittent fasting is, what is it, and can you talk us through the whole process, if it's safe to use, and how do you even go about doing that?
Yeah, it's fairly straightforward. Basically, intermittent fasting is where you cycle between periods of eating and not eating. So there's various different approaches. There's not just one approach. There's, the most famous approach is the 16-8, which is where you fast for 16 hours, but then eat for 8 hours within an 8 hour window, and then you fast for 16 hours. So that's obviously one of the most popular approaches, but then there's 12-12s and there's 5-2s and all these other different fasting methods. But it's basically a approach where you don't eat for a certain amount of time, and then you have a certain time frame window to eat, and there's a lot of health benefits from that. So,
And what are some of the health benefits?
well, it's like, because obviously with a lot of the content, the web content that I've been working on, I've been working with a lot of naturopaths, and every one of them has always said to me at the very beginning that they want to create content related to intermittent fasting because they believe that that is one of the most successful approaches to helping reduce inflammation, which would then obviously impact on your benefit to not be able to get certain diseases and viruses.
Yeah.
And then it's obviously known throughout the media to cut down on body fat and belly fat and stuff like that. So it allows for you to be more toned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Right. And how can someone get started if they have to?
How can they get started?
Yeah.
Well, you can start right now if you wanted to, but if you have any underlying health conditions, it's always recommended to speak to your doctor first.
Okay, perfect. Also, moving on to your keto diet article. Now, what is keto diet, and is it safe to use while working out, or yeah, what's the whole process behind that?
Yeah, keto diet's a challenging diet, really. It's not an easy diet. Which I've done it before, and I've written content for it before and created content for it before. And the content that I actually wrote was about what you should know before you start the keto diet, rather than what are the benefits to a keto diet, because there's a lot of benefits out there, but there's a lot of things that you should really be aware of implications for your health.
And what are they?
So there's like the biggest one really is, there's like kidney stress. So it can kind of offer quite a bit of kidney stress on your body once you're going through a keto diet. So it suppresses hunger. It maybe kind of throws out some acne on your skin. And it's also been shown to impact on your muscle growth and biological aging as well. So there is a bunch of other kind of stuff towards that as well that can impact your health. And then alongside that, there's the costs associated with keto diet. So if you're on a keto diet and you need to stick to that, you need to eat a certain way. So you need to eat within a strict time frame. So if your friends ask you to go out to a restaurant, if there's no keto friendly options, then you're not going to be able to socialize. So it can impact on your social life too.
Right. And how can it impact on your social life? Just because like you have certain sort of diet?
Yeah, because if your friends are going to a restaurant and there's no keto options, and you can't go out to that restaurant, can you?
Right.
So that's why, because the keto diet consists of consuming high amounts of fats and proteins, and a huge reduction in carbohydrates. Whereas you think about it, carbs is everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like here in Portugal, carbs is everywhere. So you'd be struggling here if you was on a keto diet. Yeah. So, so it can impact because, a lot of restaurants anywhere in the world, they're all, there's a lot of carbs, there's a lot of stuff that you shouldn't be eating as a keto diet. So I feel that can also impact on your social aspect. So I think people don't realize about a keto diet is that it can be unsustainable, right? Because you might do it for 3 to 6 months, but after a while you're like, oh, I can't do this anymore. It's very isolating to have to eat on my own sometimes and not be able to attend certain events.
Right.
And yeah, the cost, like I say, the cost as well. It's expensive having to eat at certain restaurants with certain ingredients all the time. So.
Right. But, and do you think that people who want to still do keto and still be able to have other regular diets, can you still do both at the same time? Or is it just like...
It just depends, right?
Okay.
It just depends, because it's obviously not advisable to do, 1,000,001 diets, but you could do intermittent fasting and keto.
Right.
Because intermittent fasting isn't a diet, right? It's just you're basically fasting, which is basically just not eating for long periods of time.
Absolutely.
So, and obviously that's why as well with intermittent fasting, when you have breakfast in the morning, you're breaking the fast. So that's what breakfast is, right? So then that breaks the fast, and then you eat for. Whereas you could easily do that with keto. You could just have your breakfast, but have a keto-friendly breakfast, and then
Exactly.
throughout the day, just eat for 8 hours keto-friendly, and
Yeah.
then go back to your fasting for 16 hours. So yeah.
Okay, great. And for those who have like medical conditions, once again, same goes for keto diet. Should they recommend before or consult with their doctors before going ahead with the keto diet?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not a professional. I'm just giving my advice, but I've worked with a lot of naturopaths recently, and they've all said to me that the first pointer is speak with your doctor first before you go into intermittent fasting or even a keto diet, but just because there is some impacts that can have on your health, or if there may be like underlying health conditions that you are aware of.
Mhm.
Well, that's okay, so but if there may be health conditions that you're not aware of, so you maybe just need to, you could even just get your blood tested just to see how you are,
Right.
and then maybe pick there's different approaches. There's like the 16-8, and then there's like the 12 and 12, which is, it's like 12-hour cycle, 12-hour cycle. And then there's like the 5-12, which is a bit more reasonable, where you do your 16-hour fasting
Right.
in 5 days of a week, and then
Mhm.
you have 2 days of rest. So the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, rest.
Oh,
You kind of go back to your normal routine Saturday and Sunday. And then
yeah.
on Monday, and you pick it back up again for 5 days and do your 16-12, 16-8 fasting
Right.
cycle.
Oh, that's brilliant. Awesome. Great. Now, do you do intermittent fasting or keto diet?
I've done keto diet before. Don't do it anymore. It's just
Okay.
because it's just unsustainable. Like, it's
Yeah.
good to do it for 3 to 6 months or whatever. But then, like, fair play for anyone who does it for longer than that.
Hmm.
I do enjoy my food as well, and I think it's very restricting.
Yeah.
So to be able to go out and enjoy and eat places, it's difficult. Intermittent fasting, yeah, I try to stick to that. Some days I might only do like 14 hours rather than
Yeah.
16 hours, but yeah, there's a lot of benefits to intermittent fasting, not just in your body but in your mind as well. You feel a bit clearer too.
Yeah, definitely. So, just closing off, what are some of your top 5 tips to other digital nomads to have a healthier lifestyle while traveling?
Well, I'd say for digital nomads, like you need to, when you're arriving in that new city or that new country, try to locate yourself near, places that you can be able to get your food, or where you can go to the gym. Because, like, obviously now in this part of Lisbon,
Hmm.
we're located in a situation where we've got a gym close by,
Yeah.
we've got a big supermarket close by, so it's easy to run to the gym in the morning, come back. There's not that, oh, I've got to go an hour to the gym. It's like
Yeah,
proper close down the road, and then there's big supermarket down the street, so you can get your healthy food
which is perfect.
and
Yeah.
cook it all. So yeah, I'd say locate yourself well as a digital nomad.
Thank you so much, Mark, for joining me today on From My Lens podcast and sharing your experiences of what health and lifestyle is all about.
Thank you. Stay healthy, everyone.
Awesome. And for those of you who want to follow his journey, please do check out his website. What is
It's
it?
www.markollerton.com. So it's markollerton.com.
Perfect. Yes. So do check it out. I will link his website on the description below. So thank you. And I hope you have a lovely day. Bye now.